It's not so much a fourth investigation. You could arguably say it's the first investigation just being done completely.
A June 5th arrest may be under investigation again, with the city looking to hire a private firm.
It's just, they're taking too long.
Nearly 2 months after the death of a 10-year-old girl, a family wants answers.
And hear why January is an important month when it comes to blood donors. ABC News Channel 15 News at 6 starts now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Heather Hubbs.
And I'm Doug Quick. The city of Champaign and its police department are once again having trouble seeing eye to eye.
The city is considering launching a fourth investigation into a summer arrest, despite findings from 3 previous investigations showing an officer did nothing wrong when he used force.
And it's not sitting well with police officers. ABC News Channel 15 Liz Loheis joins us live now in Champaign with more. Liz?
Doug and Heather, some officers here at the Champaign Police Department say an independent investigation would be a slap in the face, adding that it proves that the city doesn't support the police department. Now, city officials say that's not the case at all. They just want to make sure all components of that June 5th arrest are being looked at.
This is the incident in question. Back in June, Officer Patrick Simmons used force on 19-year-old Brandon Ward during his jaywalking arrest. 3 reports, one from the Champaign Police Department, one from the state police, and one from the FBI, cleared Simmons of any wrongdoing. But City Council member Tom Bruno says all 3 investigations are missing one key element.
The complainant on his complaint listed witnesses and their phone numbers, and no one to today's date has ever spoken to those people.
The associate director of the University of Illinois Police Training Institute says witness interviews are key to investigations on use of force.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you want to interview everybody that was at the scene, and you want to interview all the officers that were there, of course.
Both Bruno and Mayor Don Gerard are asking the community not to look at the independent investigation as a fourth one, but instead the first thorough one. Some of our viewers agree, others feel it's time to put the incident to rest. On Facebook, Angie O wrote, "I don't feel it's appropriate. When people go on trial, they aren't tried multiple times to make sure no one else finds them guilty. The same system we apply to offenders should apply to the people who protect and serve." Bruno says the idea some have that the council doesn't support its officers is simply not true.
This is like a family fight at some levels, and the best thing for our family is to try to work through this.
I also spoke with Mayor Don Gerard this afternoon. He told me there's been a systematic problem with people suing police departments all across the country. He doesn't want to see that happen here in Champaign just because an investigation wasn't thorough enough. He too says he fully supports the Champaign Police Department. Live in Champaign, Liz Loheis, ABC News Channel 15.
A decision on whether the city will hire an independent firm to investigate the summer arrest will most likely not be made until February, when all council members are present for a vote.
A 2-car accident on Interstate 57 gave drivers an eyeful this morning. It happened right outside Champaign at mile marker 232 just before 8. Illinois State Police say a car traveling in the right lane went to switch to the left lane where it struck another car. Both cars went into the median, with one coming to rest on its roof. Luckily, there were no major injuries. The driver switching lanes was ticketed for improper lane usage. And now let's head over to Doug Quick in the Weather Center.
Well, as you saw from that video, we were looking at sunshine today. Very, very pleasant conditions across the area. In fact, our daytime highs exceeded what was actually expected today. We were well above 40 degrees. Sullivan Park Hill Tower Cam looking out over North Champaign. Up above, still seeing partly to mostly cloudy skies here across much of east central Illinois, thanks to a very weak frontal boundary that's in the process of scooting through the area. ESP Live, of course, not indicating any precipitation in the area. 38 degrees currently at Willard with a 12-mile-an-hour breeze, making it feel like 30 degrees. Meanwhile, at the Vermilion Regional Airport, 38 degrees there with an 8-mile-an-hour breeze, and it feels more like 32. Now, as we get into the day tomorrow, it's going to feel like Early spring? Well, maybe not quite that warm, but 48 degrees will be the high tomorrow. We expect to see some sunshine. That warming continues even into the day on Friday. I'll have all the details with the Storm Team 15 forecast coming up. Liz, back to you.
It's been nearly 2 months since the death of 10-year-old Ashlyn Connor. While her family insists bullying drove the girl to suicide, police are still investigating. ABC News Channel 15's AJ Biaport talked to both this afternoon and is in our Vermilion County Bureau with the latest. AJ.
Heather, the family is growing impatient. The girl's mother and grandmother say it's impossible to have any closure during an open investigation. They also worry police will eventually conclude there's not enough proof bullying led to Ashlyn's death. January 11th will mark the 2-month anniversary of Ashlyn Connor's death. Wednesday, emotions were still raw in the family's Ridge Farm home.
She was my friend. She was my buddy. And it's been 2 months, almost 2 months, and we don't have any answers.
Waiting to find out, what the investigators have found out to tell you is agonizing. It's a long and painful wait.
The family has said Ashlyn complained about being bullied at school and was especially upset in the days leading to her death. Her older sister found her hanging in the bedroom. Police recently returned the girl's computer and said Wednesday they're still waiting for a set of online records. Family members say they hate waiting.
I don't know how things operate. Maybe it does take that long. I don't know. It's just like we've been left hanging.
The longer the investigation goes, the more the family worries.
I'm afraid they're going to tell me bullying was not a factor in her death and it was an accident. Because I know bullying was a factor in her death. I know that.
The final report won't change the family's mind, but loved ones hope police agree. Bullying drove a 5th grader to suicide.
I know that's what happened, and it's like I just need to hear them finally acknowledge that that's the cause.
I also talked to Vermilion County Coroner Peggy Johnson today. She's still considering a coroner's inquest and hopes to make a decision on that by Friday. Well, that's for a final report on the cause of death, and she's waiting for police to finish their investigation. In our Vermilion County Bureau tonight, AJ Biaport, ABC News Channel 15.
Thanks, AJ. The family says in the next couple of weeks it will begin planning several fundraisers in Ashlyn's name. They hope to set up anti-bullying programs and lobby for tougher laws.
Layoffs, massive cuts, and less money. That's the theme for the state of Illinois after Governor Quinn releases the 3-year budget. Some agencies could see close to a 9% cut. Layoffs could be inevitable. All of this stems from the tax increase expiring in a few years, Medicaid costs rising, and a pension system that's expected to grow by 43% over the next 3 years. The leaders of the organizations like UCP and Spark call the budget forecasts a bit scary, so how do they even plan for the long term now?
We developed a strategy a couple years ago about the steps that we would take as the state got farther and farther behind in payments, and through experience we learned how to kind of adjust those steps, and I'm sure we'll be looking at that again as this moves forward.
We are pretty thin out here in the social service business, and when we talk about a 9% cut, that could be very devastating for many organizations.
Now keep in mind, all of this is simply a projection. A lot depends on the economy and what lawmakers do.
You could be paying more for electricity starting next fall. Ameren has filed a plan with the Illinois Commerce Commission to raise your rates. The extra revenue will pay to upgrade Ameren's distribution grid. In November, the Illinois legislature passed a measure permitting Ameren to boost rates with less oversight in exchange for an upgrade of the electric grid. If approved, the rate hike would take effect in October.
Springfield has been selected as host city for the 2012 National Wrestling Coaches Association Cliff Key National Duels. 2 days of matches start this Saturday and wrap up Sunday at the Convention Center. The event is sponsored by the National Wrestling Advancement Association. The multi-divisional tournament showcases the NCAA's top 64 teams from 5 college divisions, including women's division wrestling. About 1,000 of the nation's best athletes will be competing in that tournament.
Blood donations are important year-round, but local health providers say January is an especially important month. Find out why.
And Coach Tim Beckman announced 3 new assistants for his staff at Illinois on Tuesday, but in a surprising twist, one of them won't be coming to Champaign. Details still ahead in sports.
Another unit of the Illinois Guardsmen is headed to Afghanistan. This morning's deployment ceremony at Camp Lincoln for 20 soldiers included fellow Guard members, families, and friends. The bilateral embedded staff team, A9 or BEST team, will train at Camp Atterbury, Indiana. Then it's off to Poland for 2 months of training with the Polish forces before heading to Afghanistan for a 6-month deployment. This group of soldiers come from all over the state. They were selected for this mission based on their training and skills.
We're going to be working with the Polish brigade. We're integrated into their staff. We help them do reports, do planning, react to different situations, just help them talk to the American division that's above them.
The BEST team will help the Afghan government extend its authority across the country by performing security operations. Nearly 5,000 people a year need a blood transfusion in East Central Illinois, which is why health providers here locally and across the nation are using January as National Blood Donor Month. Prevena Medical in Urbana is also using January to recognize and honor those who give blood on a regular basis. And the president of Prevena says January is a crucial month for many blood banks, so they are hoping more will help the cause.
Most blood centers have short supplies following the holiday season. People busy with holiday activities and travel don't come in as much. Blood supplies get low, so we need to replenish them in January.
Kovar adds they use January as National Blood Donor Month in hopes of getting more people to make their New Year's resolution to become a blood donor. One of the most popular New Year's resolutions people make is to quit smoking, and the Champaign-Urbana Public Health District wants to help you kick the habit. Freedom from Smoking is an 8-session course spanning 7 weeks. It costs just $20, and with that, you get 8 weeks worth of nicotine patches. As an added bonus, if you attend 6 of the 8 sessions, you get half your money back. The program is designed to give smokers extra support while they quit.
The participants all quit together, so it's not that you're not out there on your own. Every day that you're 2 days smoke-free, somebody else is in the same boat as you actually.
Now the class is limited to 15 and pre-registration is required. The first class meets January 17th at 5:30 p.m. at the Champaign-Urbana Public Health District on West Canyon Road. To register, just call Nikki Hillier at 531-2914. Now let's head over to Doug Quick with a look at what's coming up in the forecast.
Well, Heather, you probably weren't outside at around 4:40 this afternoon. We had a beautiful sunset as clouds were moving across the area and really brought us a lot of color to end the day. We'll show you that on the Sullivan Park Hill time-lapse tower cam, as well as, of course, all the details on the warm-up here as we continue through the week with the Storm Team 15 forecast. It's all coming up next. Welcome back to ABC News Channel 15, Sullivan Park Hill Tower Cam, looking out to the southwest a little earlier. Look at this, a magnificent shot, as we did actually see some sun before, bloop, it went over the western horizon, and it was a beautiful end to the day with a lot of color out there. 26 degrees early this morning. Nice little warm-up. Keep in mind, yesterday we were down into the single digits. 8 degrees was the low at Willard Airport yesterday morning, so that was quite an increase, and that helped spring us up to a high today of 47 degrees, well above what's typical for this time of year. Look at the 24-hour temperature differences all across mid-Illinois. That warm air started to already move into western Illinois by this time yesterday, but still they're looking at increases over the last 24 hours. We were looking at 15-degree increases at 5 o'clock. Now it's 13 degrees warmer now than it was this time yesterday in Champaign, Danville, 12 degrees warmer in Mattoon, and 14 degrees warmer down in the Paris area. Temperatures, though, quite nice, quite mild for this time of year. 38 at Willard, 36 degrees in Paxton, also in Fowler, 35 degrees in Watseka, 38 in Petersburg, Paris, and 39 degrees in the Mattoon-Charleston area, 38 in Tuscola, Danville, 39 in Monticello, 36 degrees in Hoopeston. I think you get the idea. It's Nice little warm-up, if you want to call that warm, but certainly for January, I guess everything is relative. Well, we were looking at sunshine earlier today, then the clouds started to move through. It was part of a cold front that's sort of tiptoeing across our area, not bringing us any precipitation, just a little bit of a wind shift, and that's about it. Now we're watching a little, very, very weak Clipper system move across the Great Lakes is going to continue to bring us at least a few clouds here through the overnight with partly cloudy skies expected. There's the frontal boundary here later in the day today and out across the Great Lakes seeing that little Clipper system. But things should clear tomorrow. We expect to see a return of sunshine and even warmer conditions as we finish out the week. There's the cold front, high pressure moving in. Watch this little Clipper system across the Great Lakes. And once I put this into motion, you'll see it pretty much weaken and dissipate as it moves down into Ohio. We'll continue, though, to pick up a nice, warm southwesterly flow of air over the next couple of days. That's going to increase our day-to-day temperatures up into the low 50s on Friday, but out to the northwest, already seeing signs of a bit of a change. There it is in the form of a cold front. This will come sweeping down into the area Friday to deliver slightly cooler air for Saturday and Sunday, and but we'll be back up into the 40s, and that's still well above average for this time of year as we get into early next week. 25 degrees for the overnight tonight, partly cloudy skies and fair conditions across the region. For tomorrow, 48, mostly sunny, nice little warm up there with a southwesterly breeze, anywhere from 10 to 15, up to 52 degrees on Friday, 40s into the weekend. And yeah, it's a little cooler, but it's still well above average. Keep in mind, average highs this time of year around 33 degrees, so we're still ahead of the game there. Next weather system expected by the middle of next week. Could see a rain snow shower event. Daytime highs of around 42. I wouldn't sweat it too much.
Yeah, it feels great to walk outside and not completely freeze to death.
Not bad at all.
Thanks, Doug. Illinois basketball is looking for their first Big Ten road win of the season as they take on Northwestern. We'll check in on the Illini next in sports. Welcome back. Tim Beckman's new staff hit the road today to begin recruiting for next year, but one coach surprisingly didn't join the team. ABC News Channel 15's Mike Lederer joins us now with more.
Well, Heather, just a bizarre situation on the Illini coaching front. After being announced as a new assistant on Tim Beckman's staff on Tuesday, John Tenuta, well, he changed his mind. Tenuta was in Champaign on Tuesday and left last night to begin recruiting for the Illini before calling Coach Beckman this morning to inform Illinois that he would remain as an assistant coach at NC State. In a statement released through Illinois, Tenuta said, "From the top, I want to say that Illinois is a great program and I think the world of Tim Beckman. I've known Beck for 20 years and I have no doubt that with the staff he is putting together, he will have Illinois at the top of the Big Ten very soon." Tenuta continued, "My family comes first and I may have made a decision without fully thinking through the situation with them. My son is a senior in high school and has signed a letter of intent to play baseball at NC State, and it is something I just don't want to miss." No word on who will replace Tenuta on Beckman's staff at this time. And Illinois basketball is in action tonight, taking on Northwestern. Senior guard Sam Maniscalco not playing due to an ankle injury. Freshman Tracy Abrams starts in his place. With Maniscalco out, the rest of the Illini are looking to rebound from a tough 75-60 loss against Purdue that had the team questioning their effort and focus after the game. But the Illini, they're looking to the future. And Northwestern's offense, it's similar to a team the Illini had success against early in the season, the Richmond Spiders. The similarities are something Illinois hopes will work in their favor.
Yeah, I think that, the offense is obviously similar. And Coach talked about, when we played them, we're going to see it again. So I think some of them kept it fresh in their mind. Only time will tell.
No, it means a lot, just because we lost to them 2 years in a row since I've been here. It's a big victory for us if we can go up there and win. Hopefully go up there with some energy and defend our butts off and come out with the victory.
We played really well against them here last year. You made a lot of shots, set school record and all that. So, I think naturally we kind of came in there thinking, it's going to be an easy win. Got scrappy and, got down to the end of the game, didn't make plays, and they won it.
And the Illini and the Wildcats, they're just underway at Northwestern. Myers Leonard picked up a foul in the first 90 seconds, and he's been relegated to the bench, but freshman Nana Egwu with some strong play early on, 4 points and a block. However, the Illini, they're struggling on the glass, and with turnovers, they currently trail Northwestern 22-16 with just about 10 minutes remaining in the first half. And that's it for sports. Heather, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. And here's a look at what's on tap for 10. Illinois is looking for the first Big Ten road win in progress at Northwestern. We'll have full highlights of the Illini's matchup versus the Wildcats. Plus, fresh off their thrilling victory over the Atlanta Hawks last night, the Chicago Bulls are right back in action, taking on the Detroit Pistons. And here's a look at tonight's stock market report. We'll be right back.
Hey, that 7-day forecast is looking real nice. Now, keep in mind, we're in the month of January. Remember what it was like last year. This year, big change, up to 52 for a high temperature on Friday, and even the 40s look pretty good as we get into early next week, well above what's typical for this time of year. Next weather system, perhaps by the middle of the week, a rain-snow mixture. That's what we're looking at now. Stay tuned, of course, in the days coming up. We'll have updates on that one.
That's our time. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you.